Hello,
All
Gali.
right. Hello, hello. We are on. Back
Yes,
on
well,
another Tuesday. I'm in Miami. You're back in heaven, in Cape Town. Yeah, we're doing a lot of good work and fun in Miami, mainly good work, which is great, which is
okay,
fun as
that's
well.
nice. What kind of work we are working on real estate?
Real estate, real estate, real estate. Looking at properties, doing some exciting things. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, first of all, if you're on, please say hello. Let us know that you can see and hear us. Find your way to the chat. Tell us if our sound is good,
yes.
mine
Sound,
versus my
how nice.
dad's.
Can you see
Yeah,
us? The picture quality is amazing. Does Gal
exactly.
look as amazing as I know he is, as I'm putting him?
As you look, let's
Mhm.
see. I'll also check on my side. Oh, here we go. And Anna, hello, hello. Looking good, sounding great.
Hi, thank you.
Perfect. Okay, that's all. That's what we need. Hi, Jenna. Okay, fantastic.
Hi, Jenna.
I have.
Good. So, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so today we're talking about obviously the situation that there's global unrest in general, but more particularly in the Middle East, more particularly recent attacks from Iran towards Israel, what that means, and how that connects to where the world is going in general. What do people need to know about what's really happening? And is it ultimately leading to a new world war?
Okay. So, we are already in a world war. We
Okay, tell
just
me
not
more.
with the bullets yet, uh, bombs, but we are already there. That's
Okay,
the first thing to know. The second thing to know is that whatever it seems to you in one way is actually not what it seems. Why? Because if there are problems, and everyone knows that the problem between Israel and the Palestinians is, let's say, land, or let's say terrorism, or whatever, but the problem doesn't get solved. So obviously, it is false. It's not true. There is something we don't know.
makes sense.
So the basic thing to understand is that the people that control this whole universe, whole world, let's say just this planet, the people that control this planet is just 12 families that organize in such a way that they control everything. They're not the government, but they define what the governments do. They are not the government, but they make sure that the populace have a specific viewpoint that totally forward the agenda. So
Okay, yeah,
because the majority have the same viewpoint and they're smart in marketing, one of the key things in marketing is to create a conflict between two sides. So they create a conflict, imagine conflict between two sides. So those two sides are fighting. So they don't have too much energy because they're fighting themselves, and they don't have the energy that requires in order to observe. Because when you fight, you don't actually see what's in front of you. You fight because of something that happened in the past, and the more you fight, the more you go into the past. In order not to go into the past, you have to draw. In order to win, you have to drop the past. So you'll take someone that's really successful. Let's take Elon Musk, for example, and never mind if I support him or not. Believe me that if someone upset him, he doesn't go with that for 7 days and say, "Oh, look what he's done to me." He's not still upset about what his dad did to him or what his ex-wife did or whatever. He is right here, right now, and he gives very, very little attention to the past.
right.
If you get people to be stuck in the past by fighting, by having two different viewpoints, when they're on the same team, which means Team Earth, what you
True.
have what you have is insane people. So we have a campaign to make sure that the team that called Team Earth is fighting internally, and the people that want to control this team controlling the team without much of an effort because the team is fighting. So for as long as there is an internal fight in a group, the group is insane, and it will never actually handle the correct enemy because the correct enemy is never internal.
I see.
So now this is really globally, but even internally, you have Israelis and Palestinians fighting. Fighting over what? Fighting
I
over
mean, for them, it's the land, it's the who was
it,
there first, it's about
it,
attacking,
if it was
oppressing, etc.
if it was the land, the 67 lines before 67, there was no war, and they opened the war. And before 48, there was no war, and they opened the war. And the Israeli fight, and they fight, and both sides blame each other. But it's not the land, because Arabs or Muslim people have half of the world. They have more land than almost any other religion. So it's not really the land. Is it religion? Why? What's the problem of having one more religion? So why they're not
Hmm.
fighting Christians? Why they don't fight, I don't know, Mormons? Why they
Hmm.
don't fight, I don't know, Buddhists?
Right, right.
Why,
Yeah,
why the Jewish? Why Israel? Is someone creating the fight?
yeah. Even in Jerusalem, there's a massive Christian presence, massive in Jerusalem. So it's a
Someone
good
is
point.
creating the fight. If you have a fight that doesn't get resolved, someone creating the fight. And how does it create the fight? By having people fight. And the fight is not logical. I mean, if you look at what's going on in the US right now, the pro-Palestinian movement, and it's not important if I'm for it, against it, but they really think that Israel is doing genocide, meaning killing a whole nation. Okay, and and in return they say, okay, from the river to the sea, which means let's kill all the Jewish people, or let's
Yeah,
kill all the Israelis.
right, right.
They're saying, look, we want genocide and we're against the genocide. This is really what they say.
That's true. That's so
So,
true.
so what do you see? You see people that act stupidly because they got to, first of all, they have continuous fighting. Second, there is a very long term push to make sure that the people do not actually understand. Now, that
Like,
sounds almost impossible because everyone thinks that they understand. So what is worse than being blind is being blind and think that you see. Everyone thinks that they understand, but they don't. How do I know? Because if you have an area that you don't bring result in, it is a proof that you don't understand.
right. Now I know what you mean, but for those listening, what do you mean? Like, don't understand what? They don't understand what's going on in that area, or don't understand in
They
general?
don't. What they see is not what they see. Let's say that I'm a doctor and I think that I know how to cure bodies, but I kill all my patients.
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't understand what's the processes of how the body work and how to fix the body. Let's say that
True.
a mechanic and I think that I understand how engine works. And every time I touch an engine, it explodes.
Right,
So the
right.
fact that I don't have the expected result, it's a proof that I don't understand.
I see. Okay. So they don't
Another
understand.
indication that someone do not understand is it doesn't have result, but instead of handling the problem, he always attack the messenger. People that attack the messenger instead of the message, people, let's say that they say, well, we are against the Palestinians, we're against Netanyahu, we're against whatever, we're against Biden, we're against Trump. um, it's an indication that they don't know what happened,
I
because
see.
the
Because
problem is
yeah,
not Netanyahu or Trump or anything. The problem is the people are uneducated, so they will select people at their level.
I see. Yeah, and they'll so in other words, like Netanyahu or Trump or Biden, they're the puppets. They're the ones put forward as the ones that they're just the face. They're the face of the company or of the government, but they're not the government or the company.
No, and even if there were, you take left and right, and you'll say how much Biden is better than Trump, and they would say, if they would be honest, let's say 10%. And you ask the other side how much Trump is better than Biden, 10%.
Yeah.
They're both really not really. It's not really. that one is Einstein and the other one is, I don't know, Hitler.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so, so the whole point is that the people are confused, and confused people select bad leaders. And if
Hmm.
the people will realize that they are confused and will stop fighting the ideas and will start getting educated, you'll see that by education alone, and education do not mean listening to the latest YouTube fad, yes?
Right.
This is tools that make you uneducated.
Yeah,
But
yeah, of course.
education mean, what do I need to learn that remove lies that, and bring results?
Yeah, yeah. And what would that be for the average person? I mean, for us, we'll say, well, you know, what we're teaching is that it's powerful. It's but beyond that, how do they, you know, if it's not us or what
We,
we're doing?
there are a set of axioms, there are basic laws that allow you to check everything against. Okay? So, for example, in example of a set of laws, so if you see a person that attacking you, you need to know that that person did something against you. There's no if, then, but, when.
Hmm.
Always irrelevant to what's the situation. Now, for example, if you learn that as 100%, so when someone attack you, instead of trying to figure out what's going on, etc., you first of all know he did something against you, but you will also know that he's attacking you because he's feeling bad about it. So
Mm,
he's not a target. He's not a target. We know he did something bad. He's not a target. The handling is to get him to look, to ask him questions and not to make him wrong.
I see. I see.
The handling
Beautiful.
is to ask him questions, to get him to look because he's not looking, he's blind.
Right.
Now, there
Right.
is a whole lot of things like that, that once you learn them, it's not too many. You learn 20, 30 axioms. Um, an axiom is not self-evident truth. Is axiom is actually the basic agreement by which this universe has been constructed. Okay, so the
Okay.
axiom of this
Yeah.
universe is the basic agreement on which this universe has been constructed. So if you start to learn those things, you'll see that very quickly you will be able to improve yourself, and automatically you will improve those people around you.
Yeah. I see.
And if we look back into, let's say, Palestine, Israel, and will it be World War III? For sure, there's going to be a massive war. For sure. Why?
Mhm.
First of all, I can tell you that I know for sure that Israel established the Hamas, supported the Hamas, and made sure that there is a force that called the Hamas. Israel established Hezbollah. Iran and the US are working together. They look like they're fighting, but not long ago they had a common military exercises, like a few weeks ago. Uh,
Wow.
if you will, the US just released few $1 billion to Iran. If Iran is so bad, why did they release so much money for it?
Wow.
If
Yeah. Go on. Go on. Go on.
so actually what happened is you have a coordinated agreement on how to fight, and the purpose of this fighting is to make the people more upset with each other, and the more upset the people are, the more controlled they are. So every time some smart guy go onto Instagram or Facebook and start to fight for his opinion and say how the other side is wrong, actually he is lost and the other side lost.
I see. They've fallen
And
into
who
that
win?
trap.
The person that instigate the fight, the person that win from you fighting.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Are you with me?
Makes sense. Yeah. 100%. Now, why would it be so public that, like, why would that ever even get out that the you money to Iran, for example? You know what I mean?
Why?
Like it's common
Why is it
knowledge.
public?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is common knowledge. I don't understand the question. What's the question?
I'm saying it's common knowledge that that money was sent, right? If it was so, like, they're trying to say, look, we're against Iran, yet they're sending money and letting the world know about it. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't it be so
Because
quiet and
they know that there was a 50, 70 years now, 74 years of making people dumb. So when you can go on TV and say, I hate Iran and I'm sending them $7 billion, and everyone will invent a reason why it is. Because people are dumb.
yes, but then there
Yeah.
are, very loud people on YouTube that'll speak about that and say that that's not okay, and they spot these things and they say it. I know it's not enough to get anything over the line, but I would think that it would all be very hush hush.
No, it will not be hush hush, because the hush hush things is things that they don't want you to know, and then you don't know. And this thing they want you to know because they want the fight. Because some people will say, "How can you do that?" So they're fighting this action, and now they're fighting someone else that say, "No, Biden knows what he's doing, or it's right, or the Palestinians are right, or the Israelis are right, or whatever." They come up with something, and there is a fight. They need to put fuel into the fight.
Got it. So just enough
And
information to talk about it. Yeah.
smart person will not even fight over that. A smart person will say, okay, fine. So obviously we don't know things. So obviously they're lying to us. And my viewpoint and your viewpoint is just viewpoint. We've been lied to. And the only thing we need to agree on is that we are being lied to. And the only thing that we can do is become better friends. And the only thing that will
Mhm.
kill us is we will become worse friends.
True.
So there's a strong push to get this population to become a population of slaves. So very small number of people, 12 families, very small number of people control billions of people.
That's unreal. It's hard
And
to
it's
believe. It's so hard to
it's
believe.
amazing. But in China, it's already happening. In China, everything the local people are paying everything by electronic means, and if you don't do something, they flip a switch and that's it. You don't have any way to use any electronic. You cannot have transport. You cannot pay for your fuel. You cannot go to specific places, etc., etc., etc. And you are controlled. And what happened is that people learn. There was a very, very long process of destroying the family unit, destroying ethics, destroying religion, destroying the food. And it's all into the direction of making you enough upset all the time so you will not be able to observe and think logically. And what you have right now is when a person cannot think logically, he will be willing to accept lies. And at the beginning, you accept small lies, and then you start to lie yourself. And once you lie yourself, you will accept big lies. And so you will lie more. And because this whole society has been educated into becoming unethical. If I will compare people from 1940, 50 in terms of honor, trying to be ethical, trying to be straight, trying to be right, and what's happening today, you'll see that today you cannot trust anyone. In the past, you had a handshake, and that's it. Today you do business in the US and you're going into the modern arena, which is the court. It used to be it used to be in the all the
The
small time,
Colosseums.
yeah, and in all the times that there was they will throw you into the lions, and today they throw you into the courts.
Right. Right.
And it
Yeah.
takes years and years and years, and it costs a lot, and it's just a circus. It's just an arena
100%.
because
I,
it's not logical. It is not justice, no ethics. it is really set up in such a way that people will go insane. And most of the people, most of the time, act insane. How do I know? The insane don't bring results, and only the sane bring results. So if you don't have results in your life, if you cannot control your credit, if you cannot control your behavior, if you cannot control your children, if you cannot control how happy you are, if you are always in anxiety or if you're always worried, I can tell you for sure that you're not ethical.
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah, 100%, 100%. And I was also going to say that, the big thing with what happens in China and this direction that things are going, and how people agree to small eyes and to small little taking away of their rights or whatever the case may be, the biggest slogan is, but that will never happen here. So they don't believe that that's ever going to be the case anywhere but, oh, it's in China. That will never happen here.
It's happening. It's happening in
I
Israel.
know. No, I
Right?
know. I know. But
Happening in Israel right now. There's 15-minute cities. In 1 week from now, there is the vote of the World Health Organization that basically say that any country that do not object to what I'm going to tell you is actually under this new laws of the World Health Organization, which means the World Health Organization at any moment in time can define a pandemic, and it doesn't need to prove that it's true or not. And any country that will not adhere to that specific instruction from the World Organization, the whole other countries have to must um, uh, impose a sanction on that
sanctions.
country, and which mean, for example, let's say they say, oh well, in Gaza there is now a pandemic of whatever ABC, so Israel have to stop fighting. And it's not that I'm for Israel to continue to stop, but I'm definitely want that not some external organization will come and tell me if to fight or not,
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
or
Of
to drink
course.
water or not to drink water, or to drink only juice, or to whatever they want. There is a danger for a disease. They can tell the whole country, the whole world what to do.
So
It's you need
basically,
to read the document to believe how unbelievable it is.
if I understand correctly, basically the way it works is, if the World Health Organization says there's a new pandemic or whatever, you have to implement these actions. If a country says we don't want to implement those actions, boom, all the other countries sanction, cut them off, boom, 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 and there's that country's just that
Yeah, you
it kills
cannot
that
find
country.
from any of those countries. You cannot buy from, sell, nothing. You're cut from the international exchanges. There's no, like, you have to. You are, and no one
Wow.
stand on his back leg, and no one. Everyone argue about Trump and Biden, which is irrelevant. And instead of
Yeah.
actually being able to, it reminds me when COVID started. I had this video, the truth about COVID, number 13, I think it was, or 16, I don't remember, where I was just reading the instruction of the World Health Organization how to recognize who died from COVID. And it said there that it's really not important if you have COVID. If the doctor thinks that it's COVID, it's COVID. If the person died from cancer, but he was in contact with someone with COVID, it's COVID. And there was like some amazing, unbelievable examples. And I was just reading it, and people were fighting, arguing, and saying, "But how can you say that?" So I'm not saying it. I'm just reading.
It
And
was
they,
there in black and white.
yeah, how can you say that? How can you say that it's not correct? It's not what doctor's saying. I'm saying I didn't say the doctor doing that. I said that's the instruction. I'm just reading. But people want to fight the messenger because they cannot just observe. They cannot read the document. How many people actually read that document? How many people actually read the covenants of the Hamas? How many people read the covenants of Israel? How many people read this law that they want to put with the World Health Organization? People cannot confront written things. They've been educated that anything more than 1 minute, it's too much.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true.
Never
Yeah,
mind reading. They need video. They need video. They need someone to read it for the minimum. But how many people actually read books?
yeah,
How many people actually read?
right, right.
Never mind write.
True, true. And if they do read it, no, it's stories or whatever. Even if it, no,
They
no,
don't
people don't
understand.
read and they don't understand, but they don't read real material. That's
Yeah,
true.
and it's not because people are bad or stupid, but people made to be stupid. It's an actual program that has been implemented over the past 74 years on how to make people obey. So, how do you make people obey? You have to make them stupid.
Yeah,
You look at the
100%.
hysteric that people had with COVID, and someone that really looked for himself and said, "The hell with the mask, it's stupid," was the enemy. Yes, and
Huge
this,
enemy,
yeah, I'm
huge.
telling you, people fight between Biden and Trump. People say Israel is right or Palestinian is right. Both sides are wrong because the question is not who is right. The question is what will bring peace.
Yeah, yeah,
And from the river to the sea will not bring peace. And let's wipe up all the Palestinians will not bring peace. Uh, so this is it's obviously you have two sides, both of them stupid, and a very, 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 very small minority that for small pieces of time think that maybe it is possible to bring peace. Why? Because we're fighting over the wrong thing. The problem is not Israel Palestine. The problem is me and you. Are we educated? Are we willing to observe? If our instinct is to say someone is wrong, we are
yeah.
wrong.
And not and to add to that, are we willing to remain friends, as you said, despite different viewpoints? Because
Yeah.
that people I know, my personal friends that have broken off with other friends because of different viewpoints. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so it's
Crazy.
wild. I
It's
have.
totally
Well, I'm going to get to all the cute question and answers that but yeah, totally crazy. So we'll get to the questions. I wanted to ask. Iran just sent drones and missiles at Israel. It was they said to the whole world that that's what they're going to do before they did it, which to me is ridiculous. You never in a wartime do you know that your
It's
attack.
not a war, Babale. It's not a war. That's the point. It's not a war. It's all coordinated. It's a big show.
Yeah,
It's really a big show. It sounds almost unbelievable. If there was a war, let's say that Iran want to annihilate Israel, okay? And let's say
yeah, but
that the Muslims are really against Israel. So, 7th of October happened. Why Iran did not attack at the same moment? Why Hezbollah did not attack at the same moment? Why the Houthi did not attack at the same moment? Why Iraq did not? Why they needed to wait for weeks and weeks for Israel to get organized?
yeah, no, 100%. And by the way, I know this. Yeah, I'm just putting the question forward. But yeah, because I was telling somebody the other day, or actually, I think I was speaking about it today, and they didn't realize that there were these drones that were sent, and 2 3 days before they were sent, it was known Iran is about to attack Israel. Then the drones were on their way, and it was like the drones are on their way to Israel. It'll take time. It's like travel, like planes have to fly sometime to get to their destination. Everybody knew Israel was prepared. It was like a show, but it's so obvious. It's more obvious than it's ever been. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's if you want to attack for real, you do a surprise attack. Yes, and you do it in such a way that you know what your enemy is like, and you use something that. So they've sent 300 drones and missiles. Half of them did not even take off. Half of them die on the way, and they made sure that Israel, the UK, the US, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, all get organized the whole way to intercept all those missiles.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's how you
Yeah.
fight. This Iran has a lot of knowledge about fighting. It has years of fighting with Iraq. It is very strong force. They really so useless that they cannot open a surprise attack. Do they need 1 week to get organized to send few missiles? It's all nonsense. If someone hit you and you say, okay, fine, I'm going to retaliate, either retaliate immediately or retaliate within a month or 2 or 3 when they are not ready. Retaliate with a surprise.
Yeah.
Why do you wait for the whole to Israel to organize an ally? And only when they're fully ready, okay, now we can send it.
Of course, of course. No, 100%. Now, my last question before the Q&As that people are sending. So, at the beginning, you said we are already in a war. We're already in a world war, but it's not exactly a world war like it seems. Can you explain what that means?
Okay, so the war is the 12 families against the population, against me and you. And
Right,
the war started in 1950, and it started with a decision that there are going to be too many people on the planet, and we need to make sure that there will not be as many people on the planet. And the people are too smart and uncontrollable, and the more technology will improve, the more smart people will be, the worse they will be, the less we'll be able to control them. So what's the handling? The handling is to destroy one by one all the factors that make a person into a thinking man or into a logical man. The first thing is the food, then education, then the family unit, then religion, then inject endless amount of drugs into society. Make sure that the society is drugged by drug dealers and by doctors and psychiatrists. Then make sure that the ethics is destroyed. Then make sure that there is ton of false data injected into society. Then use PR and marketing to control the viewpoint of people, and make sure that the whole money system is controlled by one corporation. All the money system is controlled by one corporation. All the media is controlled by one corporation. The messages across the globe is one, and it repeats themselves. And the puppets around, which is people, uh, believe the media, believe Google, believe what they read or what they see. They don't read anymore, and they do what they hear. If you actually take the average person, he heard something, believe it for whatever reason, and he's not thinking, he's not evaluating for himself, he's just getting something, believing or not believing. So it's working on belief, it's not working on knowing. And so he's total effect. Where the truth is that in nature or in base or basically the person should know without any relationship to data. When you know, data is not important. It is only when you don't know the data become important.
yeah, I see. Powerful,
So
yeah.
there is a process of destruction of the spirit and making the spirit into nothing.
Got it. So it's a war against beings,
Humanity.
against humanity. Yeah,
Against the spirit, yes. The war against the spirit. This is the actual war that's going on. And it will eventually will escalate to war between people. So there is someone that fighting the spirit, and the spirit becomes so insane that it start to fight internally, people against people, and they will shoot each other with missiles and nuclear weapons, and there will be a big mess. But the war, the actual war, is the war against the spirit, and the manifestation of this war is like when you shoot a
yeah,
bullet, a bomb, a building fall down. When you fight against the spirit, the people start to shoot each other. So when you see people shooting each other, you need to know someone fought against the spirit.
I see.
Someone is fighting against the spirit. The spirit decided to leave the game, not be involved. And so what you see, the bodies are fighting.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Total,
Mhm.
total, total sense. Amazing. Wow. Okay.
This actual war. And because people don't know that this is the source, they try to fix the wrong problem.
100%. Yes,
When you see
absolutely.
people fighting over Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever, what you see them is actually putting fuel into the fire, and the people that actually instigate that fight saying, "Yes, well done, it
Yeah.
works."
Yeah, they're just falling prey to the trap that's being set while
Mhm.
thinking that they're the heroes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. From the river to
Yeah.
the sea. You don't know what the river is. You don't know what the sea is. You've never been in a war. You don't know what's going on. You don't know about suicide bombers and this and that. And you have all these gays that saying from the river to the sea. You don't know that in Palestine the Hamas will throw you from the building. There's not even you're not allowed to be gay. You're not allowed to. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong or anything. I'm just saying that they're fighting from stupidity. They heard something. Oh, there's a lot of killing. So what does it mean? It means nothing.
Hmm.
How many
Yeah.
people die in Vietnam? How many
Right.
people the US killed in Vietnam? How many people die in Syria? How many people Assad killed in Syria? How many people are dying in Africa? How many people are dying by all kinds of wars? Blah blah blah. Does anyone stand up and say, "From there is too many people dying"? Not really, because
Right.
you've been educated on something, and you, the puppet, go around and shout what someone told you to shout. You did not invent from the river to the sea. You're just a parrot that's repeating it. And
Yes.
most of the people don't even know what is Hamas. Who is the head of the Hamas?
True.
Never. Who is the head of the
100.
Hamas? What the covenant says.
Yeah.
How many people is Hamas? Where is Palestine exactly?
Right. Right.
When was it established?
Yeah.
Who was the first president or king or whatever of the Hamas or of the Palestinians?
Yeah.
It's
Now,
nothing. Just some basic questions. They don't know the answers. Why they don't know the answer? Not because they're bad, because they've been brainwashed into fighting themselves and be puppets that follow messages. And it's not just not. It's not a stupid puppet. It's clever puppet. It's a puppet that doesn't know that it's a puppet. A machine knows it's a machine. If you ask Siri who it is, it will tell you. You know, it's a machine. It's not a. It doesn't. Siri doesn't think it's an actual person.
true. Yeah.
They think
Yeah.
they act
Yeah.
like machine. They think that they are actual person. No, you're not.
Yeah.
When you parroting something, you are not a person. A person create. A person create. A parrot repeat or change. A robot change. A robot never create anything.
Amazing.
For as long as
That's
you're just repeating or changing, you are parrot at the best and robot as usual.
yeah. Yeah. Got it. Okay. And now, by the way, that's amazing just in general, not just about like people chanting. That's just that what you said the last minute or so, everything. But that we could take that and that applies to everything. So Mwah. Okay, so about this, okay, Juliet or JJ, as we know, said, Mayor, did you say Israel created and supports Hamas?
Yeah, 100% created and support currently and before supported Hamas and in total agreement with Hamas. Total agreement. 100%, no doubt, million percent.
Wow. Okay, great. That
And
could
not
even
with
be
Hamas. There's a total agreement with with Iran, and there's total agreement with the nuclear program of Iran. And it's nothing happened uh, by mistake. And whatever it seems to you that it's one way, it is the opposite, exactly the opposite. So if you think that Iran is trying to create nuclear weapon, well, I can tell you that it's one of two things. Either they don't have nuclear weapon, not even close, and it's all show, or it's been supported by the US, by Israel, by all those people that fighting them.
Now, when you say that Israel created and supports Hamas, is that like five powerful secret individuals in the Israeli government, like a tiny group of powerful five people that did that?
No, it's
Or is
beyond.
it like
There's
a
$1.4
massive
billion,
government?
$1.4 billion that Israel organized that Qatar will send to Hamas. It's very well known. But the
Wow.
average person in the street see the money move, do not really realize what's going on, and agree with that. The Israelis agree with that. No, it's good. We'll give them money, so they will be nice to us. Why do I need them to be nice to me if they are nothing without the money and and massive force with the money? So you give them for 20 years billions of dollars in order for them not to attack you? I mean, how
Yeah,
stupid can you be? It's like
very.
someone injecting to himself heroin, and said, the more heroin I will get, the weaker, the stronger I will get. So every time I'm feeling not good, I take heroin, and then I become strong, and eventually I will be so healthy that I will never die. It's some kind of
Yeah, yeah,
stupidity.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Okay, I have another question, but it's a good one. I'll leave it up until the end. So that answered that. That was great. Aideen said it's always amazing to confront the knowledge with you both. So much love from Pakistan. Thank you, Aideen.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Natasha Gusen says, hi, this is mind blowing. Yes, true, agreed. Anna's asking, this info leaves a knot in my tummy. How is a normal person supposed to live our lives? How does one know what to believe, what to do? Seems like we're trapped and controlled with no real escape.
Yeah, there is a real escape. And the real escape is in what I said. You need to learn the basic things. If you find yourself fighting with someone else, you need to know it's false. If you find yourself feeling that the other person is wrong, know that the only way for you and for him to improve is to find what's right in them with them. If you find that someone is bad, and you need to realize that people are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not them. All those things that I'm teaching, which is totally the opposite of what people know and what you've been pushed to. Like, I mean, it is crazy. I'm listening to people on Instagram that talk about spirituality and whatever. There is not one sentence that is not just nonsense, and people love the nonsense. People
Totally.
love things that don't bring results. People love things that don't bring results. People love things that sounds amazing but don't bring results. And I don't want to insult those people because they are not the enemy. I understand they've just been brainwashed and they're just repeating things that they heard. But uh, but you really need to start having this viewpoint of, okay, one second, is that actually improve the situation or not? Am I becoming more emotional or less? If I'm becoming more emotional, you need to know you're going down. Everyone tell you emotion is good. No, emotion is bad. If everyone thinks one way, it is 90%, 99% the other way. If everyone think Hamas and Israel fighting, believe me, regardless of how many bullets been sent, regardless of how many people you hear that get killed, Hamas and Israel work together. I think that the best friends of Bibi is Sinwar.
So Bibi
So Bibi
Netanyahu, and
Netanyahu.
who's Sinwar?
Sinwar is the head of the Hamas.
Ah, wow, it
Everyone
is. It's
tries
like
to
too
wonder
hard
how
to believe.
kill anyone. Israel can kill anyone. Why Israel not just going to Doha and kill all those people, or the head of the state leadership of the Hamas? It's 2.5 seconds for Israel to do that. Why it's not done? If when Japan attacked in Pearl Harbor, no one said no, U.S. don't hit civilians. How many people died in Pearl
Right.
Harbor? I think 2,500 people.
I don't know that. I don't know actually, but let's say, yeah.
I think it's like 2,500 people. How many people died in the World War II? By the US alone? How many millions?
Yeah, millions. Yeah,
And you
millions.
find someone says, well, but that's not proportional.
Right.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
Someone educates you to become stupid. If
Hmm.
someone open a war against you, it's your right to wipe them at any price. But now you've got this thing. No, 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 no. But it's painful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't
I
attack or surrender.
right, right,
Don't
hundred
attack
percent.
and surrender or surrender. Don't guys try to cry. You want to finish if the war was actually war that makes sense. uh, Israel bomb enough people, kill enough people, and don't stop in the middle. Just continue to kill, 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 kill. At one point, the people would say, "Okay, fine, it's enough." But Israel killed some people and then stop. And then Israel have they took hostages. Most of the hostages, in my opinion, are dead already. So the story of the hostages is just another story.
Yeah.
Yes, they've been taken. Yes, but Israel don't want them to be released.
Why not? Why do you? Why?
Because it's giving Israel and Hamas a good story for why we continue this war and how and it's just enough time to prepare Hezbollah and Iran to be ready for the big war. And once the big war will happen, the US will get involved, and once the US get involved, Russia will get involved, and China will get involved, and there will need to be a new order. Something new had to happen. And what kind of a war is it where everyone knows it's coming?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, everyone does know that it's coming. It's
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, it's for sure. Like Israel say, well, we were just waiting for the year for the education, like the year where all the people will go out of school.
oh,
So
the school year to end.
the school year will finish and then we start. Seriously, we're going to
Wow,
Rafah.
I didn't
Israel
know.
talk in the Gaza area. They're going to the south of Gaza. They're talking. We preparing it. They prepare the refugee camps. They prepare everything. Everything is known. We are coming. Seriously.
Wow.
So what do you want to prepare a better ambush to you than giving the other side 6 months to prepare? Why you don't go and attack day one in all sides? Why? What's the problem? Do you have lack of soldiers? Let's say the Hamas is 20,000 soldiers. Israel is like 1 million soldiers. Israel have thousands of tanks and airplanes, and the Hamas have guns. Do you need time to get organized against something like that? What are you, stupid?
Yeah, I mean, even in the freaking 1700s, 1800s, the types of war were more aggressive, were more to the point, were explosive, were surprise, were big, and they were primitive war, types of war. Even the previous world wars were aggressive, were very out of nowhere. There were blitzes. It was a whole thing, and now it's like it's just totally
Now
different.
you go to war. So the 7th of October, and you get attacked, and everyone says, "Wow, look what happened to Israel. They have the victim." So they are right. Everyone, oh, Israel is right because it's been attacked because people die for Israel. Now Israel start to attack back. No, Israel is wrong. The
True.
Hamas is wrong. Before the Hamas was wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just stupid. It's just the opinion of the majority is being dictated by interest groups. 12 families. And once you will understand it, you will stop listening and you will start demanding to see fact, not hear fact, not listen to some kind of a YouTube channel, and you don't look for facts as facts, but the facts about the purpose of each part. What's the purpose of the Hamas? Okay, good. So that will tell us all the story. What's the purpose of Israel? That will tell us all the story. What's the purpose of the US? And if you don't understand fully the purpose, you need to know at least one thing that you don't know. So don't take side yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be a stupid chanting person that says Israel is good, Hamas is good, Palestinian
Whatever.
is good.
Yeah.
It's
Got it.
stupid.
So by the way, there was a few, Jenna saying, "Wow, very powerful and amazing," and JJ, holy shit, and yeah. So it's wild. What do off of Anna's question, and of course you need to know the principles of how to, continue to love your fellow man, to see facts, etc. But practically, for the average person living anywhere in the world that has a family, that's, living a normal life, and now there's a world war coming, and there's going to be chaos. What do you do? I mean, how? Why do you? Why is there?
First,
What's there to live for? And what do you do?
first and most important for you to do is to start removing fake realities. You need to become a person that actually can see the fact, because if you can actually observe what's going on around you, you'll be able to handle any situation. What happened when someone repeating with what he heard in YouTube channels, he become very unconfronting person. He's just an effect. He's a spectator, and someone give him data. It sounds good because the guy have good accent, or he looks good, or he has a nice title below his name, or something like that. And you're a spectator. You need to
Right.
stop being a spectator and start looking for, okay, how do I know it? Well, there's a document. Document do not mean anything. How do I know it? How do I know it? Okay, so there's a few laws. First of all, look, don't listen, which means don't listen to what people say. Don't listen to what they write or whatever. What's the results? And collect the results. Good. Number two, what is the purpose behind it? You really have to understand the purpose. It need to make sense to you. Number three, look for things that do not add up. If there's something that do not add up, if you find one lies, there's 100. There's never one. You don't find one person that specializes in one lie. If a person lie once, he lies 1,000 times. Yes,
Yes.
you need to start learning the actual laws of this universe, of the spiritual universe, so you can make the data because you know, not because you listen. So there is a point, and it's very quick to achieve, where a person knows. When a person do not work on data, he knows, because the spirit is this thing that knows. And what everyone tried to convince you, that you are useless without the data. So basically what they say, you're a piece of hardware, a machine, and without the database, you are nothing. And what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, no, you're the one that invent the machine, that invent the data. Any idea, any fact used to be an idea. And who come up with idea? Spirits. So you are the boss. You are senior to it. But everyone and everything try to convince you that you're the slave of the data. So a smart AI can change your view, because there's deep fake, and now you have a totally different view that you're 100% sure is true. But it's not. Why not? Because it will not bring the expected result. AI cannot change the actual purpose of the Hamas. AI cannot change the actual purpose of Israel. AI cannot change the actions. So you really need to find the purpose. You need to be able to spot things that do not make sense. You need to learn the basic axiom of this universe, and today more than ever. Why? Because the only people that will survive this war is people that will still be able to know, despite all invitations to be parrots. That's the only people
Amazing.
that will survive.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. 100%. And it's also tough out there. It's gonna only get tougher. And you think that you have a secure job and it will be changed, and you think that you have a nice future and it will be shaken, and money will, I mean, and how do you deal with that rocking of your life? You have to be in an extremely good mental condition.
Yeah, the mental condition, your spiritual condition define your actual condition. And when your actual condition is defined by anything else other than you, if it is your feeling that define your actual condition, you're gone. If it is your parents, if it is the environment, if it's Google, if it is someone that you admire, if it anyone other than you that define your mental condition, you are gone. Most of the people operate on their feelings. They're slave to their feeling. They say my feeling, so it's something that belongs to you. It's not you, and they operate on this thing that called feelings, and they don't even know what feelings is. And they say, no, no,
Absolutely.
no, I'm doing because I feel like it. Well, okay, so this is what animals doing. They do what they feel. People are senior to that. They realize what their purpose and they look what will be the things that will forward my purpose, and they do what's needed, not what they feel, not what
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah. 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 Wow.
Wow.
Amazing. That's really, really, really amazing.
People need to learn basically the basic thing is you need to learn. You need because what will set you free? Knowledge. Truth will set you free.
Yeah.
And what you fed right now, most of the time, is lies. And if you didn't even realize that, then you're in the wrong webinar,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
wrong
Hundred.
interview.
Yeah. Wrong interview. Exactly. Okay. I know that we're running out of time. My final question is something that came up actually yesterday. Somebody asked me this at dinner. I gave them my viewpoint, but I wanted to ask you. There was a recent movie that I haven't yet seen, but it's with Julia Roberts. And basically, what I was explained is that there is these satellites in the sky in this movie, and they are some kind of satellites that can a they're like anti-missile satellites or something, and b they are satellites that have can release some kind of a electromagnetic pulse and blah blah blah. I haven't seen the movie, but what I've understood is that, long story short, they release some kind of an electromagnetic pulse, and just the world, like, airplanes fall from the sky, ships crash into land. There's a whole disaster on the planet due to that type of an attack. They asked me, is this something that could happen? What do you think?
So first of all, they probably listen to the Corona or the inner circles, because in the inner circle, I'm explaining how there are specific stations that transmit specific wavelengths that make sure that people behave in a specific way, get upset in a specific way, and hold you in place, not to become you. So
This was
more,
they didn't know any of it. They didn't they
okay.
independent
So I'm
person.
saying the people
Yeah.
that created the movie probably saw that,
Oh, I
but
got it. I got it. Okay. Yes. Okay.
but technically there is an option to do that. It happened in the past. It's not something new. But I think that the problem is not that airplanes fall in from the sky. That's not the problem. That kind of EMT will not be the problem. The problem will be if they will crank up the transmission against the spirits that make them fall.
I see. I
You
see.
understand?
Okay, which that maybe we'll get into.
Powerful. It has to be done on a gradient. That's why they're doing it over time, over time, over time. And the body used the reason, or one of the reasons people started to spirits started to have bodies is they've been convinced to take bodies. A spirit take body because it's been convinced that it did something bad to the body, so you start to protect the body. The spirit try to protect the body, but it's actually got to believe that something done bad to the body because whoever created this game wanted to control you, and only when you have a body or an identity are you be able to be controlled. And through the body we can send waves that will affect you, because now you say I need to protect the body, which means you will be the effect of the body.
Yes. Yes.
I would be the, if I need to protect my gold, I'm the effect of the gold that I have. So now I'm becoming the effect of the gold, and around that, you'll see that because the spirit is so powerful, this process of many, 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 many years of getting the spirit to believe that it is less and less and less powerful, and the body is more and more and more powerful. And today, when you talk to the average spiritual person in on earth today, or spiritual healer, you'll see that they're dealing with energy.
Yes.
They're dealing with the body. The body is your fortress. No, the body is your curse.
Yeah. 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 Your temple. Your body is your temple. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's totally nonsense. The body, people that worship the body, we got to a position where you have a whole society that worshiping the body. It's totally nonsense, because the body is the antenna that used to transmit to you the messages that you will be the effect of, so at any moment in time, a whole population can be not stopped, but moved to act in the direction that will help the actual enemy.
Wow.
That's the problem.
Wow.
And getting airplanes to fall, I don't need to get airplanes to fall if I get the pilots to the operators to make them fall.
Yeah, yeah. And, wow. Okay. And I mean, that's wow. Now, is there a chance though, in just on a practical level, that there's some kind of a cyber attack? Part of it was like there was EMP, anything, nothing worked, nothing,
Yeah, yeah,
everything
it's easy.
spiked.
It will happen. It's easy. It will happen. It's happening. I mean, when Israel attacked Gaza, they put down the internet totally. There was no communication, no phones, no nothing. It
So
will
they can do
happen.
it. Yeah.
There are local bombs already that can release electromagnetic wave that will shut down a whole city or number of cities. It's the technology exists, and the much bigger technology exists. But the problem is not damaging equipment, because you can damage all the equipment in the world. But if the people are still behaving logically, they will recover.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
there can be 7 Pearl Harbors, but if the people can still act logically, they will recover. It's not a problem.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
So the actual danger is hurting the spirit, convincing the spirit that it doesn't know. And so it will give something else to tell it what to do. And at that moment, now there is a real loss.
Yes. Yes. Now
Because
they've
otherwise,
won.
it's just another airplane that fell down. Okay, fine. All the airplanes go. So what? People can rebuild anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. And JJ said you explained that so beautifully and simple for people to understand, Mayor. Bravo, bravo, my friend, loved it. Jenna,
Thank you.
wow, wow. Yes, it was wow.
Thank you.
And so, okay, we've gone big on, well, this is one of our
Yeah.
bigger ones, but it was really powerful. I'm sure everybody loved it and thought of at least one person to share it with. I have for sure. This Friday, free business class. It's a webinar. It's not live physically in Cape Town. It will be live online. So anybody can join. It's free.
Free and
gprosperity.com
powerful
forward
beyond
slash
belief.
business. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be
Yes.
amazing. So anybody can go to gprosperity.com forward slash business and sign up for free.
Yeah. And on Saturday, I'm opening the Advanced Relationship and Family Academy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's also free. I'm talking about the subject that's so important. It's the subject of why people kill each other, why friends become enemies, why brothers fight, why things get destroyed. So, in line with what we spoke today, but more specific, how does it get done? What's the technology of destroying people? Uh, it's going to be a series of a few lessons, uh, and I'm opening it to everyone. It's a paid seminar, but I'm opening it to everyone because it is so powerful. It's actually lesson 51 of the Advanced Relationship and Family Academy. But because I thought that it is mind blowing and it's very
Needed.
important for everyone to know, I'm doing it as a service for everyone, just for everyone to know, because it is so important.
Wow. Wow. And so to register for that, I think it's gprosperity.com forward slash family. If not, write to me, email
Yeah.
us.
Go to the
The,
website and look for the Advanced Relationship and Family Academy.
yeah, it may be on the event calendar.
Go to the calendar. Just go to the
Yeah,
calendar.
event
Forward
calendar.
slash.
Perfect. Forward slash calendar. Yes, perfect. Okay, great. This was
Okay.
wow.
Thank you.
Jenna said,
Thank
wow,
you,
this
everyone.
was amazing. It really was. So thank you, everyone that watched.
Thank you.
And thank you, Abela. I love you.
I love you, Babalen. See you
Mwah.
soon. Mwah.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. אוקיי, בבלה.
אבל סופר מדהים.
כן. I love
גדול,
you
גדול. I love you, אבל.
and see you later.
See you later. Bye.